All right, let's move to the next module. And today we are going to talk about polishing your projects. So you made 5 projects to get here. That is there. Now understand the aim of the projects. Your aim of the projects is you can show this to a recruiter, to a hiring manager, and it helps you get an interview, right? So what we are going to focus on now is will put our best foot forward in the project as well. So in the Roc8 portfolio that we have made for all of you, basically what gets generated from the data you fill on Stacker. What we want to talk about today is let's highlight the best project. We'll pick one project that goes at the top of your portfolio along with your introduction, your intro video. So layout like almost looks like you have the introduction text at the left, you have the video on the right. So that is like one section, and uske niche just directly you have your best project, and that is something people can check out. That reviewing it or playing around with it, that will sort of make or break your case. Of course, the introduction is there, but think of introduction as introduction is a multiplier of your skills. So think of introduction as a zero. Key, you need to have some you need to have tech skills which will be showcased by projects, and your introduction and other soft skills multiply those tech skills. So अगर tech skill नहीं है तो doesn't matter how good your introduction is, but if your project is decent enough, your communication and things sort of multiply, make that 1 a 10. So how we're going to talk about projects, of course, I have a list of things that we'll share, we'll talk about, but we'll do it the other way around, which is we'll do live feedback. So pick your best project, the one that you feel, if you only have to show one project out of the 5, which project will you show? Get the demo link and paste it in the chat. We'll do some live feedback, and then we'll consolidate all the learnings. All right, let me pick this. Can you see my screen? Oops. How does this happen? Cool. So let's do a live review. Let me remove this thing. Let me remove this thing. All right. So Entrepreneur Connect, a platform to connect with other entrepreneurs, VCs, and peers. We have login, we have register. All right, that is it. So let's try to login. Let's click on login. Sign in. Please fill this form to sign in. So from a UX perspective, think of today's session as a UX audit of your apps. We want to show that we have attention to detail. This is what most junior positions are evaluated on, that how closely can you follow instructions, right? We talked about it in one of the earlier sessions as well. So if we are making clones, since these are not like original ideas, right? The project that we're making, we're not applying for product manager jobs wherein we are coming up with new strategical ideas. We are mostly making clones of some complex apps, and we want to show that, hey, we can handle complexity in the code, we can do state management, we can do routing, we can handle the flow of data, things like that. So along with that comes the UX things. So all of the tweaks that we're going to talk about, they're probably going to, for you to fix these, it will probably take you only a few minutes, but from an impact perspective, these carry a lot of impact. So do note this down. So if you see this should have like this, the first letters should not be capitalized. Like this is not how copy is written. And I can totally, like if you tell me, hey, I can fix this in 2 minutes, I understand that. That we're not talking about how fast we can fix this or not. We're just saying that it needs to be fixed, because you'll showcase the best project. As soon as someone sees that array, to second word is capitalized, it puts off a bad taste. So let's do the small username password. So see the inconsistency. Iska U is small, iska P is capital. So again, what this shows is, it shows how, quick disclaimer here, don't take feedback personally. This feedback is there so that it improves your chances of getting hired, right? So it is not a personal thing. Whatever feedback we give, think of feedback as a gift. So again, like I was talking, the small u and capital P, it sort of leaves a bad taste in my mouth. If I'm reviewing this, I'll just say, okay, this person does not, this is an inconsistent thing. So let's fix that. We have hide show, that this is fine. Sign in, guest login, don't have an account, register now. If you go to register now, same thing here, first name, last name, username, password, re-enter password, sign up. All right, this sounds good. Let me do a guest login. All right. So home explore, bookmarks, profile. All right. Create a post, trending, latest. I see a bunch of good thing is, I see a bunch of features on the first load itself. Even if I don't do anything, I know that, hey, this app has a bookmark feature. This, on this app I can create a new post. I can search as well. I can follow people. I can do a bunch of things. So this is pretty cool in terms of, like when I on first load, it tells me that you have explored or you have implemented a lot of things. So let's try something. Let's do Roc8 UX audit. Let's post it. Okay, let's post it.
It goes to the bottom. So
Got it. Got it. Um, Interesting. So if you see other social media platforms like Facebook or Twitter, where does that, where does new post there go?
yeah, it goes on the top, but this was actually a dilemma I had because I have a sort functionality here.
Mhm.
With if you click on latest, that post comes up. So if I wanted to do this, I would have the all the posts by default would have been sorted by the latest. So that's one catch-22 situation I was in.
All right. Valid dilemma. Assume that you will not be there when anyone is reviewing your portfolio to make a case of why you have done this. So when you
Right.
are here, I asked you, you had a very valid point. Like, I
Hmm.
understand why you have done this, right? From a first, from a first person, like if I'm using your app for the first time and I just have 30 seconds, 1 minute, maybe max 2 minutes to make a decision based on this portfolio, as soon as I posted this, uh, I don't know whether it worked or not, right? I don't
Right.
know whether this is a mock app, or does this, like, is this connected with some backend? Like, I'm not sure whether this is just a HTML, CSS, um, what do you say? Is it just like bare bones web structure, or is this dynamic as well? So what you want to convey is this is dynamic, right? So remove, so whatever decision you took, let's make latest um,
Hmm.
the default one, because if I'm posting something, I need to see it here,
Right.
right? And then what's the logic of trending?
The one which has most likes.
Got it. Got it. So if I do this sounds good. If I do edit, let me do edited, save. Okay, save. This is saved. If I click on bookmark, This post has been bookmarked. It's pretty nice. I go to this. All right. I go here. One nice thing that I like here is you have handled empty state. This is something that I don't see a lot of people doing. If you're not done it, then let's note this down, that handle empty states. If there are no bookmarks available, then you need to show this instead of showing something blank, because if it is blank, then you don't know whether it's an error or something else. Versus when the state is handled, you know that you have thought about this, and you are just sort of uh, you have thought about this and implemented that case as well. So this is good. Let me go to profile. This follows following bio profile, edit profile. All right, first name bio. Let me do Roc8. Okay, let me do. How do I edit this?
Yeah, you just have to fill in.
Acha, acha. So I'm clicking here. Actually, I'm clicking on. So, So this is the first time I'm seeing this UX, which is, it is an input box, but in some sense, the input box starts from here, which is like
Hmm.
after the colon. It typically is implemented as two layouts, which is one is a label, and then there's an input box. But if you're using this, so I instinctively clicked on first name because I assume that this is a placeholder.
Right,
So this is, like you say, if you see the search other user, this is a placeholder. So I'll click here and I can directly start typing here, right? This is
right,
the same UX as this, but I'm surprised by this implementation. And
right,
I don't see a good reason of why this is implemented this way. So it is okay to implement things in a new way, but here I don't see a valid reason कि ऐसा क्यों किया गया है. So it
right,
just sort of does not come off as good. Let me just say this. First name. Okay, first name, username. Like if it's the first name, then should there be like a last name as well?
right, right.
All right. Profile,
I'll just make it name then.
bio. Let me just write this. I'll just save. All right. The name. Okay, I think everything got updated, which is super nice. Let's say I followed this. Yeah, something happened. Did you see?
Yeah, can you do it again? Okay, follow is not working.
So let me just click here. All right. So I'll just say the same thing about what we're talking about in the introduction, or like the entire communication thing. Key, as soon as you have something where one thing is not working, it, like abhi tak I was in the mindset ki everything is working. As soon as I did this, it is not working. Now एकदम से doubt आ गया है कि अच्छा maybe only 50% of the things here might be working. And this is like a negative point, because now I'll not assume that search is working. I'll have to like test it out for myself. So let's say, okay, is search not working?
No, search actually I had not implemented, but I had just added it.
So whatever features you don't have it working, just hide them from the UI. And I
Okay,
understand the reason as well, because if someone tests that out and you don't have it working, it puts a doubt on all other features as well. So so if from a UX, let me just do this explode as well. This is this. Okay, got it. Okay. Home explore. What happened here?
I think something broke.
Got it. Okay. So basically, like the short part is, in summary, nothing should break. Like if
Right,
uh, in UX terminology, this is called monkey testing. Like if a monkey is in your app and they're just doing random, they're just clicking randomly for 5-10 minutes. It should never break at any point in time. And because that is what we are expected to do as front-end developers.
Right.
So uh, we have time. Like don't get cautious. कि अरे ये सब करना है. We have time. We'll fix this. But the end goal is, if you want to pick this app, that's fine. If you want to pick another app, that's fine. But pick one app and make it 100% polished. You should
Okay.
have confidence that if you show this app to anyone, it looks like a production ready. It is a you've handled everything there.
Right.
All right. What else I was going to share? I think one more point. Create, search, trending, latest. Okay, I think I lost my chain of thought. Explore bookmarks. Yeah, I think wait, let's hide if that thing is not working. Cool. So I see a bunch of links in the chat. This can be improved by box shadow. Cool. I think we'll do a feedback style thing in the in Discord, but not today, because we know, like, when you test it yourself, you'll find that there are a lot of things that are broken. So we'll give some time as a homework for that. And we want to, before taking feedback, we खुद पे you want to reach at a position wherein you feel कि सब कुछ fixed है. All right. Who feels कि their app does not crash, or like everything is like done from a project perspective? All right, Rishabh, let's go for it, and then we'll see Rise as well. Cool. Let me share screen. I like the volunteering aspect. Perfect. I think we are improving a lot. Perfect. Arey, ruk jao. Let me copy this. Cool. So we have pet cart. Type to search. It's meow because love doesn't wait in line. Oh, means that dog. Okay. Maybe थोड़ा सा increase the delay of this carousel. Like I can't even read it. So maybe double the time or triple the time. But yeah, overall this looks pretty nice. Shop a product category. Get them wagging. This feels like a very polished app. Yeah. This feels like this is a production ready app. The data is super nice. So this is something that I also wanted to talk about, which is the more real data you use. So जैसे we saw the social media app, right? उसमें भी if you can get like just copy some tweets or posts which are like real, just copy that text, you'll see that it changes the look of your project a lot. So as here you see, right, that these are real categories, these are like real products. So this instantaneously puts your project from like a toy project to a production ready project. The price looks good. Yeah, I think this like well done. I think this is pretty cool. Colors are also very nice. Let me do something here. Let me click on, let's do this. Okay. Vegetarian dental chew, mint, 3.1 stars, 70 rupees, standard delivery, this. All right, let's add to cart. Login, sign up. Interesting. I like the placeholder message here. This like, I've not seen this a lot. This is like a very rare. This is a pretty nice touch here. Yeah. And it also matches very nicely with your theme. So yeah, kudos. Kindness at humanity.org, password, login with test credentials, new to account, sign up, enter your first name. This is like brilliantly done. I accept terms and conditions. already on account, guest document test credentials. All right. So we did this. We did this. Okay, just do the same. So like this is capital, this is capital, this is small. So this is inconsistent. Just do here, change here, change things here. Okay, where was I? Let me add to cart. Item add to cart. Go to cart. Let me go back here. Let me add to wish list. Wish list here. It's pretty cool. Yeah, what happened? Okay. I like the empty handling, which is you give a user a way back to order products again. So okay, if you are in the cart, I can. So it is 70. Delivery charge is 99, 169. All right, all right. Let me add. So it remains. I think I'm just checking the calculations. Yeah, looks good. Let me check if free delivery works. This is great. It's 560, 560. Okay, remove applied. Quick feedback here. So this is not applicable here, right?
Yeah, I mean, once the button state is disabled right now, so when you apply the coupon, it will enable. And
हाँ नहीं, I understand कैसे implemented. I understand कि this is disabled. My point is कि does it need to be visible here?
at the moment, it's not. It can be avoided. Yeah.
Correct. So whatever is not needed, you can remove it. So think of it as कि मान लो you are going to shop clothes and udhar you will not look for food items, right? It's like a very unrelated thing, right? So abhi iska kuch point hi nahi hai. Like if this is an informatory thing, like I cannot do anything with it, so just hide it. I understand kyun hai ye, I understand implemented kaise hai, but just a nice UX thing to have, ki just hide it. Let me apply coupons. 10% off this. Okay, so these are like, this will be enabled only in after this is there. So this is a nice UX key. I see that if I increase my order to this, I will get a higher percentage off. So this is a good implementation ki this is in the disabled state. Isko hide nahi karna hai. So let's select this. Let's click on apply. Ideally, I would want ki click hoti apply ho jaye, because I'm not selecting multiple coupons, right? Apply and coupon ho gaya, 504 ho gaya. I'll remove applied. 560 ho gaya. I'll apply again. 504 ho gaya. I'll check out. I'll just check whether you said ki 10 items se ho sakta hai. I'll check again. That is cool. Let me go to 8. Let's without address here. I can edit it. Cool. Select the shipping. How do I select?
Select the address first. I think.
Acha. So this,
yes, the list of address section. This is basically.
right. So since इसके ऊपर border है, it already feels कि it is selected already.
Right.
From a US perspective, you can, yeah, I think you got the point, right? This, like I directly went here, but then it says कि ये करना है. So I'll go here. All right. This is, so selected state is pretty clear, but yeah, it was not very clear when, maybe you can do just like a radio check, radio button in the left, something like that. When in doubt, just see how Amazon or Flipkart are doing. Let's click on place order. What happened? Okay. Test mode. Be with, let me do net banking. Let me do ये क्या हुआ?
Any bank would work.
नहीं, बट मेरा तो HDFC ना, तो मैं HDFC डाल रहा हूँ, क्यों नहीं आ रहा हो?
ना कुछ नहीं है ऐसे।
Interesting. ठीक है, just check क्यों नहीं आ रहा. Let me try ICICI. Okay, ICICI is there. अच्छा, ICICI मिल गया.
It's
ठीक, हाँ. Check out order summary, view breakup. Yeah, I think this is pretty well done. One thing you can do is, so this is UUID, right?
yeah.
Yeah. What you can also do, you can do a human readable number. Like if you
Yeah.
say this is order number 38, right? Like you can also do like a random number generator. You can just do like 1 to 1000 may generate a random number. This is order number this. That feels better than this random ID from a UX perspective.
Right.
But okay, let me try this as well. Let me do mint. Okay, so it works on enter.
Yeah, it works on enter.
Got it. So, either you tell here that press enter to search. I'll not. Okay.
But it works on, I mean, when you're on order page, it works on right now.
Got it. ठीक है. I think small thing, but yeah, I think overall looks pretty nice. I think one of the best projects that I've seen. Let me just see if this works or not. Sold out. I like that you've shown a number here. So let me see, veg 0. All
because right. You might not have selected food category, I guess.
Yeah, you can like handle something. You can just say ki, please relax your filters to see some items as a kuch. It just shows that you are handling the empty state differently.
Yeah.
अच्छा, so ये क्या है कि like if I'm doing veg, I'm doing non-veg, दोनों में 0 जा रहा है.
Have you selected the food category?
अच्छा.
No. So when you select the food category, then it will show the food non-veg.
Got it. So then I think it should go under product type. It should be food veg, food non-veg. Like this is okay. So when you have multiple things, this should be independent, right? This is independent of ratings. Ratings is independent of brands. Brand independent of, let's say, price either, right? So yeah, like either randomly we found this, but yeah, typically sold out. It would be good if you can also have like an include out of stock wala thing here. And instead of so right now what's happening is this is taking a lot of attention compared to this. You can do thoda sa fade out, like give it less attention. But yeah, I think overall, I think amazing, man. The project is like amazing. Oh, we see it in the chat as well. Lots of testing. Color palette is like super great work. Checkout is good. Great work done. Lots of features, nice UI. It's possible. Yeah, man. I think like this is like in the last 2 years, this is one of the finest projects that I've seen. So kudos on that. All right. Let's see Rise. Where is Rise? You post it again. I'm going back, but yeah, got it. Found it. Let me share screen. All right, this is it. Cool. Pustakar, home bookstore, search for books. Join a book club today. All categories. This. This is not a link, right? If there's something like a CTA, which is like call to action, this feels like you're inviting someone to do something, but if I go here, it is not I cannot click anything. So if you do that, that would be great. Visitor, bookstore, journal. I think again, great design. Shop now. Let's do this. All right, number of books found 28. Again, a very nice thing. If we show this, let's do bestsellers. So we have 7. Let's do fiction. We have 1. All right, out of stock. Let's do in stock. So we have 0. Yeah, this is a pretty nice handling of error messages. The empty states. Products you're searching for are unavailable at the moment. This feels like this error message is because of an error or something else. It is more to do with key the combination of filters selected, usme there are no matching products instead of like unavailable at the moment. So let's instead of fiction, let's do that. Okay, we have 6. It's pretty cool. Let's do add to cart. Login, continue as guest. Sign up here. First name, last name, this. Log into your account. Minor thing here is it feels like there are like 2 spaces here between login and 2. So if you remove just 1 space, that would be great. Log into your account, continuous guest. So as you might have seen that I'm not signing up anywhere. I'll just like, if you don't have a guest login, then it becomes very hard to sign up on different apps. So do have a guest thing. All right, so we have logged in now. We'll click on shop. We'll click on add to cart. We'll click on go to cart. This is 99.99 discount 100. All right, delivery free amount. Let's do move to wish list. Card is empty. Go to wish list. Add to cart. Go to cart. Yeah, this is pretty great. 99, 298, 297, 390, 495. Let's do this. Let's do proceed to buy. All right. It's good that you have this thing because I would not have filled itna sara details. So proceed with dummy address. Oh, very nice. 987654321. So one digit is missing. Just add 0. I'm like, this is very nice. All right, cool. 594, place your order and pay. And then we have razor pay. Let's do show QR. And order confirmation, orders confirmed, books on the way. Thank you. You need a space here. Again, small things, but yeah, matter a lot. So start a space here, continue shopping. Yeah, this looks super awesome. Cool. I think like if everything is good, then we'll not get to see enough feedback. So let's see let's see some projects where you feel you can do more. All right, Uday says this is the project that you can do more. Let's give it a shot. Oh, I forgot to screen share. Yeah. Cool. So this is a habit tracker, meet a modern habit tracker app, manage your daily task and workflow in a modern way. Join now, already have an account. This is nice. Cool. Let's do join now. Okay, I already have an account, login, guest user account. This sort of is not utna visible. If you can like make it more prominent, that would be great. Guest user account. Ideally, I would want you to like just log in me on this step itself. Just as soon as you are filling the details, just from code itself, programmatically click on this button as well. Like if I click this and nothing happens, like of course this was filled, but I'm assuming okay, this takes me to the next page. So I have to click this, which is a bit bad. All right. Welcome today in progress audio. Acha. So one thing here is it. You should not assume that the other person would do a lot of stuff here, right? You should. The aim here is they get to see a state which shows all your functionality to them as quickly as possible. For me to see how your active habits look like, how your complete Vala layout looks like, what happens when there are 20 items, 10 in progress, 10 overdue, something like that. How does that look like? It's a very um, it's a very daunting task for me. Like I have to like create habit. I'm not going to fill this. Like I'll be very honest, I'm not going to fill this. Like this, think of it as key. I have like hundreds of portfolios to review. I will not. I'll not fill this. Yeah. So because I'll tell you why as well. Because you're trying to like you're asking me to make a lot of decision, which is every field that you're asking me to fill is I have to decide what is the goal. I have to decide this. I don't know if I decide this, what feature I'll get to see versus if I decide this, what feature I'll get to see. So just show directly what you want me to see. Status, like I don't know, like should I create 3 tasks with active and active complete to see your complete layout? And then what label one? What is label one? So yeah, let's do done. Okay, and then this is like too small, like I have to like zoom a lot to read this, so increase the layout, increase the font size. Let's see, let's do this. um name of the habit, let's say improve design I, and then date is today, and date is, let's say, Sunday. 2 times monthly की जगह let's कर देते हैं daily. Let's do 3 times. Color is blue. Active. Label one. Acha. So when I've selected label, why label is required? ये तो पहले कर देता, right?
I think that it's a problem. So we have to create a label first. I made it as a default table because we can't have empty label. But I think it's not working here.
So I'll click on done. Acha, तो अभी like what do I do? Should I?
So you have to go to labels page and create a new label.
Got it. So like you already see the discontentment in my eyes ki matlab I'll not go and create label because it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
So yeah, just make it easier for the other person to review it. Don't take a lot of, don't require a lot of effort from the other person. Like think of how can you make it as seamless as possible for the other person. Okay. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, the title I also saw, just remove the app from the title as well. Pratyush, okay, let's see last one, this one. Cool. So we have Xflix, all education, sports, comedy, lifestyle, release date. Okay. All age group, this, consumed by the apocalypse. All right. All right. These are like playlists or these are like videos?
You can play videos, but first one is only working. Rest it is like fault of the app API. It's like API was given to me. So
okay, like got it. Okay. Two things here. One is key, you'll not be there to explain this, and the second is, even if API is given to you, that is not a valid reason. This does not count as a valid reason for anything, right? You know ki, okay, let just remind me after 2 minutes. I'll explain it in more detail. But okay, if it is a video, I would ideally want ki there is a duration of the video here, because right now it feels like a playlist versus. Okay, did you see there was an error at the start? Yeah, so see why that is coming. Try to remove it. Let's see if I click on like. अच्छा, तो ये बिना login के how am I able to like?
Login feature is not given. This.
Got it. And I'm able to like and dislike both things at once.
Yeah.
So you need to fix these things. Let me try playing. Just let me know. I think this is fine. I'll go back here. So this is good that clicking on this takes you back to the home page. Just change this title of the app, change this fav icon as well. You said this is not working. This is working. Acha, it's the same video, yeah?
Yeah, same video.
Got it. Yeah, this will not fly. We need to fix this. Let's see. Silence. All right. How does this come under silence?
It is defined under the category in API only. So it is searching the silence keyword, and then.
Yeah, but kahan hai silence keyword? Is this a backend search?
Yeah.
Got it. But the search result is not great. Like I would rather, if you cannot see, like if you remember in one of the app, I think it was the pet one or something, we searched mint and it was very clearly visible that the mint product was there, right? So if you cannot see the search result very clearly in the results, maybe try a different implementation. Like I would have assumed that backend would work better than front-end search, but in this case, it does not. So maybe you can just replace this with front-end search itself, which is this filter based on this keyword. And it would be very instantaneous. And like this does not give me confidence that search is working. Although when you say that this API is returning these results, this is fine. But if you're not there to explain, I would just sort of assume that the search did not work for some reason. Let's do a view count. Okay, so when you do a view count, then I should see the views here. Do you have views here?
No, views are not available.
So then there's no point of, so how then it comes out as these are just two things, but there's no proof why this is working or not. So if you show the views clearly, then I can validate, hey, yes, this is sorted actually by views. Release date when you're sorting, there needs to be two sort orders. One is release date old to new, like newest first and oldest first, because there are use cases for both, right? Like when you go to a YouTube channel, you might want to see oldest videos, or you might want to see newest videos. Views, like most popular use cases, you want to see the most viewed videos only. But yeah, let's click on upload. Does this work?
Yeah, means it will not upload, but yeah, that you will fill the form, then like upload will happen, but it will not upload anything.
Like, would it appear here on the left?
No.
Got it. So then either we remove this or we implement that. Cool. Okay, let me come back to the point I was saying. So there are two things. One is you will not be there to explain ki this is coming from an API, so it is out of my control. At the same time, whenever you are putting something out, and this is something you can note down as well, you should note down, is whatever you're putting out, you are putting your seal of approval on it. So when you say this is my project, it doesn't matter kahan se aaya hai wo. It doesn't matter which 10 libraries you have used. It doesn't matter which APIs you have used. It doesn't matter which frameworks you have used. What you are saying is that this is Pratyush's project and I feel that it is good, right? And if there are some things, and if it does not match what the other person is expecting, so whatever you put out, that's taken as a baseline of what you consider as good work, right? So I understand the reason कि API का गलती है या फिर this API was given to me. I understood, but it was not like कि it is not a it's not a time pressure situation wherein you were just given 1 hour, 2 hours, 5 hours, 1 day to do something, right? It was not a machine coding round in that sense. Like you have enough time. Like if you yourself feel that I don't like this API, then you can maybe look out for other APIs, or you can ask someone else to build an API. You can build your API yourself. But when you're given enough time, whatever you put out, you cannot put the blame on something else, because time enough hai. Whatever you're saying, this works, and we'll go about it like in the later part of the code. We'll also practice some machine coding questions as well. Usme you can say these things, that whatever requirements, whatever constraints were given, usme this is the best work possible. But like in the current situation, this will not fly. ठीक है. Cool. So do you have like a good idea now of the kind of polishing that you need to do in the project? Does anyone want to summarize things? Just raise your hand. We'll hear from a few people. Yeah. Krishna, go for it.
First off, there should be consistency in everything, like design perspective, and the sentences should be grammatically correct. Then the theme should be proper, like it should not like hurt your eye, and errors should be handled everywhere. Filters should be handled properly, like empty, like if there's empty, you should handle that. Hey, please relax your filters. And if something is not working, please hide it, because it will show that your app is broke. And cross check, like do monkey testing yourself, click, do hundreds of, like not hundreds of, but at least 10-15 times, just click different places in your app subconsciously, and see if something is breaking or not.
All right. Does anyone else want to share? It's okay if you want to repeat things. I'm just sort of asking this so that one, you get confidence to speak, and two, once we hear it multiple times, you'll also internalize it better. Ki, haan, ye karna hai. Like this is not an optional thing. We need to put our best foot forward. Good thing is we're not saying ki we'll do it for all 5 projects. We're saying we'll just make one project the best possible, and we'll just highlight that on the portfolio. Tushar, go for it.
So I have 4 points. So all visible features should work, like on maximum features should be loaded on the first load. And second was is watch out for spelling errors in the UI that is mentioned, and how to handle the empty state as best as possible, and put your own seal if on your project, that it's like kind of personalized touch to it. Yeah, that's it.
All right. All right. Pratik asks, is it okay if we highlight the Next.js app? Any app, anything works. If you want to highlight a vanilla CSS JavaScript thing, if you want to highlight a Chrome extension, if you want to do anything works, just make sure that in which app can you show the maximum complexity. If you feel that you want to merge 2 apps, or if you want to like make a new one instead, whatever you want to do, like today is the day to decide that, which project you're going to push forward, because polishing will take time. And if you say after 3-4 days that, hey, I want to switch, of course you can switch. From our side, there's no restriction, but then we'll have other activities as well. So like from a cohort perspective, this was the chillest week. you like the load will keep on increasing. I don't want to like scare you, but yeah, tomorrow morning again we have Yeah, we meet at 9, just crazy. All right, Athar, go for it.
Yeah, so one takeaway for me personally is that you just have to open your app and use it as a third person, not as an owner of, I mean, creator of the app, but as a user. And you just have to use it for like 10-15 minutes and find out, you'll find out if something's wrong. So yeah, I think that's one takeaway for me.
Yep. Yeah, this is pretty spot on, because we are so attached with the projects that we know that हाँ कि जैसे I think someone said, right, पहले लेवल बनाना है, then node बनाना है. हाँ, मुझे तो clear है. This is like pretty, like, who wouldn't know this? Like, without label, how can you create a node? This is so obvious. But yes, it should be obvious, but it is not. It is obvious to you because you have been coding it for weeks. For a third person, that might not be obvious. All right. So I'll quickly, I think we covered most things, but I'll just focus again on some main things, which is use. Yeah, Zoom, you're not there to explain. This is again a great takeaway. Yeah, so coming back to like quick summary from my side, and these are things you should definitely do. One is use as much real data as possible. So if you have a social media, if you say hello, versus if you like take like a nice tweet of something, just copy paste that text. If it's a e-commerce website, instead of saying men's kurta, instead of that, if you take a real product, jiska, it has a nice long description, you just copy that, use those images. It instantaneously lifts your project up from a toy app to a production ready app, and you'll see it yourself. If you use test data till now, just change the data. It is a very low hanging fruit, and you'll see the difference. Where places where payment checkout option is there, make sure that you have that integrated. Like, we should get to that successful order place screen if you're showcasing the e-commerce app. And data creation, like I want to like emphasize a lot on data creation. If you are in doubt whether data creation, when in doubt, just copy data from your original website, use good names. It shows professionalism. That's the easiest way to say that. And the number of features don't get you. It's better to have small number of features, those are working, than twice the number of features where something is working, something is not working. Because as soon as you get one error, and understand that web apps are meant to scale. What that means is they are meant to be used by many people simultaneously. And although you can say that, yes, I'll fix things, but again, when you're putting your work on your portfolio, you're putting your stamp of approval. And the closer it is to like a bug-free state, it shows quality of work. So one is proof of work, then this quality of work. So you want to show that your work is quality, like it's of high quality as well. So that is there, I think. Yeah, that is most of the things I wanted to cover. Cool. Any doubts? The homework for today is just let's take 2 days, which is till Sunday night, and like by today, finalize the project. I'll create a channel where you can post which project you're going to work on, and by Sunday night, finish everything you want to do in that project. And then we'll also do some reviews so that it is bug free. And yeah, that is about it. Any questions from today's session? Anything you want to talk more about?
Yeah,
Someone started speaking. Who was that?
yeah, I did, but I hadn't raised my hand. So
That's okay. So go for it.
yeah, but I just wanted to know, why are we just showcasing one project since we have 5?
So एक order होगा, right? And assume भाई ना, so all we're doing is making work easier for the recruiter, right? So
Right.
if we say that, hey, this is our best project, so whenever you're present with a list of 5 options, right?
Right.
First thing is, hey, what do I do? Right? And
Right.
you say that this is the best thing. So if I have less time, I can just see that. If I have more time, I'll see more. But if you don't say anything, and if they have less time and they pick your third best project, and they evaluate you on based on that, nobody will be happy, right?
Right. Right. So basically, all 5 projects will be there, but we'll be highlighting one
Yeah.
on the
So
portfolio. Okay.
yeah, it's similar to just say introduction mates. It's not about key, there's nothing else, but we are putting our best foot forward, right? It's not that when you're actually talking, you will just stick to what you have mentioned in the introduction. It could be that you don't even talk about anything in the introduction, right? But it's just that from our side, we are saying this is who we are as a person. And from a project perspective, we are saying this is the max complexity that we can handle.
Right. Thank you.
And yeah, at the same time, from a cohort perspective, cohort is designed to like polish one project. If you want to polish other projects as well, that you can do on your own time. But yeah, from a cohort perspective, you want to polish one and then move on to the next step. Think it as a DP. Tushar, can you explain a bit?
Actually, like a display picture, the first visual can catch kind of catchy. It could be.
You're saying first project is like DP?
Yeah, display picture to our all projects. Kind of like short of. I think it.
Okay. I would say intro video will act as a DP, because that is what will capture the attention, and then you'll say that, hey, here is what I can build. All right, Sayed, go for it.
Yeah. As like we discussed before, like on the onboarding call, that for someone who have worked for a year, the proof of work would be the projects that you have done in your workspace. So
Correct.
I wanted to know, I am trying to like recreate or like get the thing running of the projects that I've made before, but you also mentioned that it can also be a video explaining that project if I can get the UI of that. So how would I implement these points on that video or a code that I can find from that project?
So code definitely would be needed. So now it goes in 2 ways. One is you can recreate something complex from what you have worked. That is one way. If not, then we pick an entirely new project altogether. And if we are going to do that, then we need to move faster. Like we need to like start today itself, because we're making a new project. So thanks for this question. Because since we have like a very less experienced people in the cohort, yeah. So just to give context to other folks, when you're switching, your recruiter or your hiring manager would place less focus on your projects and more focus on what you actually did in your last job. And of course, when we're talking about last job, we're talking if you have a tech job as the last one. If you have a non-tech job, then that's fine. Then your tech proof of work is the best proxy to your skills. But if you have had worked in a technical role, like a front-end role before, then we need to showcase what complexity we handled at work there. So if you have access to the features, the project code there, you can extract out something that would be perfect. So say, what is your state as of now? Do you
So
have the
I have the code base for the entire app on my system, but I wanted to know how I can highlight the features that I've built inside the whole application.
got it? Can you Can you like quickly talk about what is that feature?
Yeah, so there are two major things that I've worked on. One was a micro SaaS tool, which is used to track your subscriptions. Let's say Netflix, Spotify subscriptions, you can see the graph, like enter your subscriptions manually as well. Another one was a analytics dashboard, and it requires user data and data from an API. So I think I'll be working on a mock API to replicate that. But I want to show this these two specific projects that I personally worked on. So, but I have like the code for the entire web application, and I'm not sure how I can
Got it.
extract it out.
So from the two projects, one is tracking subscriptions, one is rendering visual visualizations. So I feel the rendering one would be more complex, right? Tracking is more of a CRUD thing.
Yeah, tracking. There's a user form, you enter the subscriptions, and then it goes to a dashboard.
It is similar to the projects that you build, right? Like CRUD only.
Yeah.
Okay. So visualization may, like, can you describe a couple of like what kind of visualizations were there?
Yeah, so there was a graph, and you can change different timelines that you can see. So like 3 months back, 1 year back, or like specific points in time that you can visualize data. That there was a table of all the users that have subscribed or like done an action on your product. And then if you click on that particular user, you can view the user data. Apart from that, I think there was a pie chart. I'm not really sure exactly what it was. Yeah, these were the main things that I can remember right now.
Got it. I think we can recreate these. We can create a new repo. We can mention in the description that this is a close clone of what I did in my last job. And as soon as you say this, the discussion would directly go to a last job only. That is what you want as well. And for proof, just recreate those. You don't need to, like, if you made 10 visualizations, you don't need to make 10. Just copy the most complex one or two ones. I think that should be it. You're just sort of you're not trying to like replicate everything. You just want to give a taste of, hey, this kind of thing is something I've done at work. And as soon as you mentioned this is something I did at my last job, automatically discussion would go there. So yeah, let's just copy one or two complex visualization that should work. Let's make a new project.
So you're saying instead of displaying the whole application, like the exact code that I've written there, I should like recreate it.
Because the whole code you cannot, I'm assuming you cannot do open source, right?
Yeah.
तो code link तो चाहिए ना, because that is how we claim it is your proof of work. So because it is very hard to say, like I can pick up any random repo and say कि ये मैंने किया है, versus when you put it something publicly on your GitHub profile, right? We also say that private nature, like it should be publicly. So somewhere you are putting your foot down and claiming to the world that this is something I have built. So yeah, let's recreate it. Yeah, that should work.
Sure.
Other folks in the call, if you have experience, then let's decide on what we are going to do by tonight. You can ask here, you can DM me, anything works. Yes, Prateek.
Yeah, I have a similar question like what Sayed asked.
I have a
similar question what Sayed asked. So basically, I have a project which is mostly contain Rails feature rather than the front end features. Like I have an app, like URL showed me it's a basic same like a basic app, but like if you want to shorten an URL, there is a rake task. Like you need to run a like command on a terminal, rake terminal. It means Rails terminal, and then you can see a basically shorten URL on the UI. So that's how it's worked. Like I created all this project 2 years back, so I don't have any up-to-date project. That's the main
can you like have something from your last, like, can you have a work project?
I mostly work on like bugs as well as we have a project which is a like health project, like Jensen project. We can't display it, like so that's the issue.
Can you describe like a feature?
Yeah, so recently I'm like owner of that feature. Like I'm integrating a maintenance mode with the help of DevOps. So how it worked, like so if I created a maintenance window, so automatically all the APIs as well as the UI basically redirect to the different port. Like we have images, like so it will be redirected to that port, and we have a different ways to create our patients. Like you can create a patient with API directly from API and UI. So if you use a UI, so then you will get a like so if you request, so if you send a request on a UI, so then you will get a like maintenance window image. And if you send a request on the API, so then you will get a response from the API port, which is again a static response. Like so, yeah.
Yeah, I think this
Yeah.
is a pretty good project. Can you recreate this?
No. So basically, it's a like it contains DevOps job, like DevOps help as well. Like it's a how I can explain it. Everything is built on a Docker, like Docker image, Jenkins. So it's on like
Can you do something like that? If you from the backend, if you change like a, let's say there's a database entry of maintenance mode false, if you change it to true, and the app shows a window something like maintenance mode, can you do something like that?
I can do. I have a better project than.
Okay.
So basically, yeah. Like this I can improve the. Can you open this project? It a just one single page application.
Can you share screen?
Uh, yeah, I can. Just a second. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
So it's a basic app, like with I need to like as it is deployed on Heroku. Just a second. So I need to run a command, like I already documented in my Git on my GitHub. Yeah. So that basically I need to execute this command.
But
Like
if you see from a testing perspective,
yeah.
if I create something there, then independently I cannot see this app in action, right?
Yes. So basically, I created this because it's one of my tasks to create this job using the Roc8 terminal. So that's why I created. But I can create a UI for it.
Okay. So my question is, let's see,
Hmm.
I have this project in front of me.
Yeah.
Can I do everything without you being involved?
You can if you have the terminal access.
नहीं है ना terminal access, you know it.
Yeah.
This is a very
Yeah.
ये क्या आंसर हुआ, मतलब this is नहीं है ना access, तो you know it.
Yeah. So, but it contains like if you added the URLs, you can like if I click here, so the current count is 0. So if I click it, yeah.
I understand, Pratik. What I'm saying is
Mhm.
कि understand the context here. The context here is that you are putting this URL on your portfolio. Okay?
You're right.
Then your portfolio will float to different people. तुमको
Right.
पता भी नहीं कोई कौन देख रहा है, ठीक है?
Right.
So you will not be there, and whenever someone sees it, they'll open it. Again, you will not be there. So when someone opens it, okay, I see the count, I see the views, wo sab hai, but I cannot add something and see it in action, right?
Yeah.
How that comes off is, I don't know whether it is a static website or it is a dynamic website. And if you read the जो हमारा GitHub का पे good project का gist है, right? At the very start we differentiate between like static website and a dynamic website, like a website and a web app, right? So when you just show the data and I'm not able to interact with it, that is something anyone can build. It is a very easy thing to like just render that data in HTML, right? You just need some table. Think of key your URL shortener backend doesn't work, right? Whatever you showed me on the screen, I have to recreate this. I can create it very easily, right?
Right.
So are you getting what I'm trying to say?
No, I'm getting. So what I'm trying to say, I don't have any like full-fledged project like,
Correct.
right
So
now.
what I was
that's-
suggesting कि
Hmm.
let's say you make an app, वहाँ पे you have a setting which when you click activate maintenance mode, it updates the database entry somewhere, and then you open the home page or some other page. Instead of the actual page, it shows that pop-up of maintenance mode, and then you can say that this is a feature that I have worked on at my work. So as soon as you say this is I have worked on, here is a very quick demo. Ekdam se this discussion will go there only.
Okay.
Does
But-
it make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense, but it is just a 10% of that feature, like because we have in a maintenance mode, we are blocking the actual pipeline, everything. Like that's
So you can write this in the project.
I can document it. Yeah.
Document it, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And we are not saying ki tum kam karo. Like if you can show those things as well, show them, right? I'm not saying ki you show less. What I'm saying is whatever we want to show, it should be perceptible, right?
Right.
अगर वो दिख ही नहीं रहा है तो फिर then there's no point. So when you have past work experience already, I think you are at a very different place already, because you just need to talk about तुमने पहले क्या कर रखा है and you worked well. I think that state is very different. So as long as you just have something which talks about, like, think of it this way, if you have worked at some place for some time and you can't even talk about क्या किया है, the impression that comes off is कि maybe कुछ नहीं किया है. And then the follow up to that with, if he or she joins here, they'll not do anything here as well. You don't want to do that. You want to say कि either say, I think someone said it earlier in the call, right? कि नहीं मिला project. So either be very explicit कि नहीं मिला project. This is why I'm switching. Or you say कि if you have experience, then you have to talk about कि this is what I've worked on. It need not be 100% clone, but you can say कि I tried to show a sneak peek of what I've done there. It's nice, good enough.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Most other things mein though, like HR will ask for your previous salary slips and all that. So other things to udhar se ho jayega. So yeah. All right, Harshna, go for it.
Yeah, so I work in the open source and my work was mainly like on high priority tasks. Like wherever they needed high priority, they put me there, and it was not on any particular project. So like they put me on multiple things like handling real time or like mainly logical work, like writing logic for like capacity planner. So it is like a task-based app that works on the UI. It's a grid system actually, CSS grid system, and you click on the grid and then it will create your task. So fully UI based app, but I was mainly on the logical side of things, but and since it's a book publishing company, like so which helps digitalize book publication, they had to create templates for that, and I worked on the intricacies of CSS, like every small detail that I had to work for, because like even that small line, the height matters. So I don't know what to talk about exactly.
Understood. So do you think the projects that you have made are like of similar complexity or more complexity that the work there?
The projects I've made with React, like it's a different category, I believe, because
Category
when you
is
work,
different, but from a complexity perspective, let's say if you only have to talk about either one project or one thing that you did at work, so what would you prefer to talk about?
I think like like since at my work I had to do it only JS based logic that had a complexity of its own level. But other than that, my projects are like the Neogic projects are also very good. Like I believe they are.
So
I don't know.
कुछ information नहीं मिली इस आंसर से.
Because I am so confused.
ठीक है. Define JS complexity. Like give me a complex use case.
The data structure was very complex. Like the data is complex. So how we stored data was like it was task. The data was in the task, and the task was stored in the data in Strapi, that is the database, right? And whatever I had to create, like the project or the person, or the role of the person, everything that I had to handle was I had to think twice about the task and how it will affect the task. How I had to handle that data does not get duplicated, or like it doesn't overwhelm my database, or when I'm doing a search, so the search doesn't like become heavy on my system. So there were a lot of things that I had to think about while writing the code logic.
Okay. Give me an example of what you have to think about when writing the code logic.
Okay. So there are two types of data. Okay, one is the task data that is relevant based on the project, relevant to the project and the person. And one is the day of data. So that is related only to the person, and it should come throughout the app wherever the person is present, right? So, so what I had to handle was like the functions I had to write, and the functions I had to make them reusable, because both data sets are different, but the logic is almost similar. So I had to write the function in a way that is suitable for both the cases and not repeat it again and again.
Okay, I do not understand anything. So give me like just DM me with the don't DM. I think just I'll create a new thread project polish ke liye. Just tag me there, mentioning both things, and we'll take a call. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Raj?
Yeah, so like the story is quite similar only. So as you were telling, that you need to decide that whether your projects are more complex or the work which you did in the company. So actually, what happened that I was not completely into full-fledged React development project as such. Like in the company, what happens is that internal gig happens, that there is this project requirement, and if you have the relevant skills, then you apply for the gig. So there was this client in our company, so that required to change the code base of one of its administrative app, that ticket raising app, ticket management app, basically it was. So it was required to change the code base into React. So I think some 4-5 people were like taken from the bench itself. So what I did was that the way like any client raises a ticket for an issue, so I had to create that front end form, that what catalog task and what like there are different things, right? That which team will handle that ticket, what catalog task this ticket belongs to. I basically created that. So I was wondering that I know that the project which I have built for myself has more complexity than what I did in my work. So should I mention that experience?
Let's put your project like if it is more complex. So
yeah.
You at the end of the day you want to showcase complexity, and the main reason who we talked about. So Pratik why we were focusing on making the work project for Pratik was because his projects were very like they were not too complex. They were made like 2 years back, and those projects does not reflect his current skills. And that is the main reason why we went with the work thing. If the complexity is similar, then go for the work thing. But if you feel projects showcase your ability to handle complexity better, then go for projects. Like you. So there's always a hierarchy, A versus B. So in this case, complexity depends.
Just a follow-up question, like, normally it is considered that whatever you have worked in a company professionally as an experience, so it comes handy. So should I mention that experience in my introduction that I have worked in a front end role in a company, even for a couple of months? That project went for a couple of months, and after that we were switched back to our old projects.
So think
should I
of
mention-
think of follow-up questions. The follow-up questions would be based on what you worked on and why did you leave? Like if you have left, then why did you leave? Things like that. Do you think the answers to those questions would help your case or won't help your case? So one is help, one is neutral, one is harms your case. So even if it is neutral, then you can skip it.
Okay,
Only if
so
you think it helps, then like this is like a proxy to keep anything in your introduction, which is if you talk about it, you most likely know what the following questions would be, and then you also know what your answers are going to be. Does that make your case stronger or not? Use that as a guideline.
yeah, because whatever the follow-up questions may be, I can answer because I did that. But I know that the complexity which was there, like the complexity of my app is like more complex than that. So that was my conclusion. That although though I have worked on that, I have the experience of working with React. So should I put it in my introduction on that I have worked in this?
Got it. All right. Cool. Anyone else? Let me create a group template format. Cool. Do you see a new group, a new forum in Discord? So things to do there is by tonight, just create a new post there with your name, and I'm just putting the deadline as midnight to select what you're going to work on. Else, if you don't select, then you'll just go in analysis paralysis. So just select what you're going to work on by tonight, and then whatever you have on your to-do list, let's test that out. Let's implement them by Sunday, and we'll continue this project wala thing. And meanwhile, we'll also start the some other things which would be helpful in your future. So Abhi, mostly, like I think someone asked the structure of the cohort as well, right? So it is mostly two parts, which is one, getting an interview, which is project portfolio polish, and the other is actually clearing the interview. So Weekend Pay will start the second part in parallel, will not wait. He will completely work on polishing and then start. So yeah, Weekend Pay will start the second part. So timing is like Saturday, Sunday, 9 a.m. both times, and we'll try to wrap up by 11. Yeah, I don't want to take long sessions because I want you to show up the next day. So yeah, that is about it. We can, yeah, this went a bit longer, coffee longer, but yeah. Any final questions before we wrap up this call? Think of this as like a one-time investment, like we talked about introduction as well. Ek baar us polish karna hai, then you're done. You can use it for like a long time. Same with project as well. Once you have a good project, you can, even when you are applying for a second job, you can use that as well. we have one question. If you have a question, your hand should be raised. We'll not take anything. What is tomorrow's plan? That you'll get to know at 9 a.m. tomorrow. So that mystery रहना चाहिए. I'm just saying कि it is polishing नहीं होगा कल और परसों. कल और परसों we get into the real thing, which is yeah. I don't want to share anything पहले because it ruins fun. And then you say कि अच्छा मैं आऊँगा नहीं आऊँगा आऊँगी नहीं आऊँगी. Yeah. I can say कि मतलब since I am taking the session, so if it was not useful, then I would have just skipped it. I would rather watch Netflix myself. So yeah, those are like important things. So I'll see you tomorrow morning. Yes, Atha, go for it.
Yeah, so will practicing interview questions be part of the cohort, or is it something we should be doing on the side?
It is part of the cohort.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
And anything which is interview related is part of the cohort.
Okay.
Prateek, go for it.
Yeah, Ben, just keep going. So can I like polish this one and work on a different one? Like, meanwhile.
What?
So can I polish this project for now and work on a new project? I have an idea.
तो फिर इसको क्यों polish करना है?
Okay, so that will take 10 to 15 days to do.
हाँ, तो we have the time now.
Okay.
See, we have to practice. Like we have to practice JS questions and other things as well, right? It's not key we are going to interview from Monday. We have to like practice a bunch of things. We have time, but understand that if you whatever you make after 10-15 days, agar uske baad bhi polishing is needed, then fir like getting that interview would be hard if that is not polished. So that is something you have to take a call whether you want to continue with your current project, make it polished. Because and especially for you, since you are experienced, right? So for anyone else in the call, even if there are 2-3 minor things, they will be overlooked. For you, especially for you, if there's one minor thing, you'll be like swiped left. Cool. Prateek has some session. Tony, go for it.
Yeah, hi Swapnil. So actually, I'm finding it difficult with respect to the timing during weekdays. So 6 p.m. is a little tough. Like I exactly come home at around 5:50 itself. So is it like possible to kind of postpone it by half an hour or 45 minutes? Does it work for you and everyone as well? Yeah.
No, man, it doesn't work for me. I would ideally want it to be like 4 p.m., 5 p.m. so that my day ends.
Yeah.
I start working in the morning as well. So yeah, what's the reason? Like why?
I come back from work only at around 5:45.
So like in that case, Roc8 is not designed for you. Roc8 is designed for people who are looking to get their first good tech job. So in that case, if you're already working, we don't like disallow people per se, but from a timing perspective, even if we take a decision, it will be based on people who we like ideally target. So yeah.
No worries, sir. Thanks.
Cool. Hope you watch the recordings for feedback and do the assignments on time. I think as long as you do the assignments on time, you should be good.
Yeah.
Cool, folks. So that is about it. Please sleep early. I know most developers, we have a bad habit of sleeping in late. Yeah, I'm just saying it from previous squad experience that so jaldi, like I don't want you like you wake up at 8:50, 8:55 tomorrow, and then you sort of then you just sort of are sleepy throughout the session and you're not turning your videos on. It's better they don't show up. But I can tell you that weekend sessions from a learning perspective are better than weekday sessions. Because we want the incentive to be there. If you're showing up on a weekend, you get more learning than in a weekday. So yeah, first weekend sessions starting tomorrow. I'm hyped. We have some new format as well that we're trying out this cohort. Let's see how that goes. And I'll stop here. I'll see you.